Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Thursday evening video, because it's getting close to getting dark here, so we'll call it a Thursday evening video, right here, on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there. You better know where it is. It's in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So, subscribe to this channel and my other channels. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future, Conan, but all these stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely. Ozzy and Satan are going to come out, laugh at you, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. Go do it somewhere else. Because you ain't going to do it here on YouTube. You ain't gonna do it in my face, and you ain't gonna do it on social media. So, kiss my rosy red ass, my honey. You don't like it? Tough shit. That's right. Follow me on social media, friend and Facebook, friend and follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's what I meant to say. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. If you miss anything, well, you pretty much suck. And you're SOL, I think we all know what that means by now. If you don't know what it means, oh boy, you need help. And that's that. So, like, share, subscribe, all the good shit. And don't forget to tap that bell. Because that's important. And for our newbies out there, if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. Grab the tasty cold one. Whatever you got, put your feet up, sit back, and relax, and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You don't, well, go fuck yourself. Move on. But for some people, it's too hard to move on. Ain't that right? Bitches? But I digress on that. Just move on. Move on with your dumb lives nobody cares about. I'll go on with my great life. Thank you very much. And we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday evening, April the 16th, 2026. We're just about hitting WrestleMania weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night, we got the Hall of Fame, we got SmackDown, then we got WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. And pretty much today was Media Day, so everybody who's going to Vegas is there doing the interviews. She got a lot of good interviews and everything. Denise Salcido's there. A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers there. Mini Portable's there. You know, great YouTubers. Go check them out and tell them I sent you. But, you know, a lot of people going to WWE World today. They had the Street Fighter trailer today. And also, you know, Roman was there with Cody, you know, Guile, Cody, you know, stuff like that. A lot of good stuff today at Media Day. They had NXT matches as well. Not that I gave two fucks, but, you know, I didn't see it because I didn't care. That's that. So, pretty good day so far in Vegas. And we got more tomorrow. We got the kickoff show at 6 p.m. Eastern Time before SmackDown in Vegas. So that's going to be epic. Roman and Punk put up promos today. Roman destroyed him. Destroyed Punk. His promo was way better than Punk's today. Way better. And really, he should have cut that promo on Monday. I'm just saying. Because it was unscripted. It was just pure Roman passion. And I loved it. I loved it. And now Pat McAfee came out and said that Randy, you know, Randy on his voice, is going to win on Saturday and our tribal chief will win on Sunday. And now people are like, oh, Pat McAfee's going to help Roman win. Right. We don't need Pat. Roman don't need Pat to, you know, to win and everything. No, I don't want no chicanery. I want Roman to smash Punk by himself. Because he can. You don't need the Usos there. He doesn't need The Rock. He doesn't need Solo or anybody else. He can do it by himself. He doesn't need chicanery. And I hope we don't get chicanery in that match. Randy and Cody definitely would be chicanery because Pat McAfee would be at ringside along with Jelly Roll. See what happens with that, because that's going to set up their tag team match at Backlash coming up pretty much a couple weeks after that. And we'll see what happens with that. But good day to be in Vegas if you are in Vegas. But that's that. But even better day here in the Northeast. Another 90-degree day. Tomorrow's going to be a little cooler. And then Saturday's going to be cooler, like around 70 on Saturday. And Sunday, down the drain it goes. Because we're getting a lot of rain. Monday's going to be a 50. And then by the time we hit next weekend, we're going to be around 60, close to 70, which isn't bad. So just to kind of close out the final weekend of April, So we got a little taste of summer yesterday, today, a little bit of tomorrow, and then kind of getting back to springtime weather this coming weekend, but with a little rain on your Sunday. So WrestleMania day/night 2 here in the Northeast is going to be a little bit crappy, but not going to damper our spirits of watching WrestleMania Night 2. That's that. TNA announced that Lockdown is coming back, and that's going to be August the 23rd, which I think is the same day as All Out. Not All Out, sorry, All In. But that's in the daytime, so it could work. Because we're gonna get All In from 3 to like 8, 9 o'clock. Who knows? Probably like 8, from 3, because 2 p.m. I should say. No, I was right. It was like 3 o'clock, well, the pre-show at 2. 3 o'clock Eastern time in the States, in the Northeast, and 8 o'clock London time. So it's gonna go up to 12. So you think about it, 5 hours, so it's about 8 o'clock. So that's going to end. And then, like I said, I think it's the same day. Then we got Lockdown right after that. So, we barely get a break. So people are doing watch-alongs on that day. You better bring extra food because, you're going to be eating twice. Eating lunch with All In, and then eating dinner with Lockdown. But like I said, I think All In is the 23rd or the 30th. I gotta check those dates. But SummerSlam is August 1st and 2nd, so I don't have to worry about that. But it seems like TNA is trying to compete with AEW on pay-per-view the same freaking day. We're getting that in June with was it June? Yeah, we're getting with that in June with Forbidden Door going head to head with Slammiversary. That is insane. What are you gonna watch? I'm not watching Slammiversary. I'm watching Forbidden Door because I want to see the people from New Japan, the women from Stardom, and a little bit of CMLL and Ring of Honor and stuff like that. I want to see that instead of Slammiversary and probably seeing Mike Santana lose his belt. I mean, we'll see before then, but we got that. Speaking of Impact Wrestling, we got Impact tonight in about an hour and a half from Syracuse, New York. Pretty good show. We got Rosemary and the Undead Realm Part 3. Will Allie finally be resurrected? We'll see. The bunny. But but if you didn't read the spoilers, stay tuned for that. Probably gonna hear from Mike Santana. Lots of good stuff tonight. As it's the aftermath of Rebellion, and now on the road to we're on the road to next. I don't even know. Our next event. That's where we're going into. I think May is under siege or something, but I wrote it down. I forgot. Anyway. But we got a lot of stuff going on with TNA, Ring of Honor, tonight, as well as they head into Supercard next month. And, yeah. Dynamite was pretty good last night. We got a new champion in Darby. Guys, Darby, I'm going to talk to you guys later about my title win. I told you I'd do it. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Darby and beating MJF in like a minute and like 71 seconds. People are still mad about it. Cry about it, because you knew it was going to happen. I don't like it. MJF should have kept the title. It's not fair. You fucking marks do not know about long-term booking. Like that schmuck JD says. You don't understand. Darby, they were gonna give it to Darby anyway in Seattle. So, why not pull the trigger with Darby, make him the champ, and then have Max win it in his hometown of New York at Double or Nothing, and then he holds it to All In, which is in Will Oceanspray's hometown. So Oceanspray's going to win the Owen Hart Cup, or the tournament, and he beats MJF in his hometown. So we kind of get a revolving door of hometown boys getting the belts in their hometown or home country, or whatever. We'll see what happens with that. But by the time All In is done, we're gonna get another new world champion, and that's Will Oceanspray. So Max is now a 2-time champ. He's gonna become a 3-time champ next month by beating Darby. Probably some stipulation match, some hardcore match. We'll see. And that's that. We move on with that. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, up about that spiel for 12 minutes, but thank you all for watching this video right here on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph, your gracious host. I am a content creator to talk about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or anything else I feel like talking about. And if you like it, great, then go watch someone else. Right there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on your Thursday evening, getting close to Thursday night, April the 16th, 2026, the day after tax day, but I hope you did your taxes, because if not, Mike Rotunda's going to come out and kick your ass. So we have that. But before we get to Impact tonight, let's talk about Rebellion. And this is your official TNA Rebellion review for this past Saturday. And that was April the 11th, 2026. Excuse me. We are emanating from the Wolstein Center in Cleveland, Ohio, that dumb fuck city where the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame is. And we move on. Alright, so as always, our commentary team for TNA, Tom Phillips and the man who loves Rusev D. And that's Matthew Waywell, or in English. And we got that. Alright, Rebellion was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good show. A couple new champions. Some shocking moments. And let's get into it. Alright, we start with the pre-show. Yeah, which is just one match. It was Ryan Nemeth, the little brother of Dolph Ziggler, his big brother, who parked Ace's car perfectly. He did. He did it perfectly. So anyway, Ryan takes on that fake YouTuber, Brandon the Entertainer, or BDE. And before the match, Ryan brings up being from Cleveland and then reveals the Steelers, the Browns' big-time rival. He's in Pittsburgh Steelers gear, and the fans like, oh boy. Woo! They booed him out the building. But anyway, a 5-minute match. We get to the end. Ryan hits a stunner. Stunners BDE over the top rope. Then sets up a jumping downward spiral in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Ryan Nemeth gets the win in exactly 5 minutes. There you go. Don't care about it. We move on. Alright, then we start the show off properly with Charity Ivona singing the national anthem. Don't know who this chick is, but she sang the national anthem to the greatest country in the world next to Italy. USA. America. We get that. Alright, match number 1. First match out the gate for the pay-per-view. For the X Division title, we had Leon Slater taking on Cedric Alexander of the System. This was a great match to start the show. Lots of flippy news. But we get to the end. And Leon charged into a Michinoku driver. They did the deed for a near fall. Cedric crotches him on top. Then a clothesline brings Leon back down. Cedric gives him a bling buster on the turnbuckle a la Generico. Because I used to be in Ring of Honor, you know. Anyway, then Cedric hits the lumbar check. Goes for the cover, and Leon somehow kicked out at 2. And Cedric's all frustrated. He goes to the outside and grabs the X Division title, but it took too long, and Leon grabbed a Styles Clash, and then the Swanton 450, 1, 2, 3, he is still the X Division champion. Still can use option C if he wants to cash in for the world title, but he hasn't done it yet. Could he do it in the main event? We'll see. But, pretty good match, and I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Rebellion. Alright, we run down the card, and then we have the lovely Gia Miller, now with black hair. On the pay-per-view, she had blonde hair. Might be a wig, I don't know. So she has Mike Santana, the TNA champ. He has his tribal paint on. He's ready to defend the world title against Eddie Edwards. And then Alicia Edwards, she comes in, and she's been hanging out with Moose for a while. She comes in and offers Santana some tips on facing Eddie. Let's see what happens with that, and we move on. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Match number 2, we have the King of TNA, the So-Called King, Frankie Kazarian. He takes on Elijah. Who wants to walk with Elijah? I do. Alright, this is another hard-hitting match. A little bit longer, 12.5 minutes. Getting to the end, a jumping knee knocks Kaz out of mid-air. And Elijah gets a near fall. Then he straps him down for a little change. Where's, ref? DQ? Anyway, he brings in the guitar. But Kaz caught him on the apron with a slingshot. Getty Casa! Bang! On the guitar. Ow! That had to hurt. And then Elijah pops right back up, like he no-sold it. Grabs the broken pieces of the guitar. The ref's like, no, you can't do that. Which allowed Kaz to hit Elijah in his fruit roll-ups. His balls, basically. His tiny balls. And, so hit him with the balls, then a fruit roll-up. 1, 2, 3, Kaz beats Elijah. Big goddamn whoop. And I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, there we see Stacks Mahomes. He says he's going to help his hot wife, Ariana Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion, retain said title against Xia Li. See what happens with that. Alright, then we get to our next match. We have big, beefy man slapping meat. We got Moose takes on Agent Zero of Order 4. And this was a hard-hitting match. Alicia Edwards at ringside. Didn't really get involved until kind of near the end of the match, where a pump kick sends John Skyler, who him and Hodge are at ringside. Skyler crashes right into Alicia, and Alicia hurts her ankle. You knew that was gonna come. And then Moose has to carry her off to the back, or at least carries her off to somebody, or at least somewhere, and then gets kicked in the face by Agent Zero, which made Moose drop her in a big crash. Ow! And then a choke bomb sends Moose onto the apron, and then another one inside the ring. 1, 2, 3, Agent Zero gets the win over Moose. And I was thinking that we're gonna, that Alicia was gonna get real mad at Moose for what happened. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, match was actually decent. 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got a recap of the Elegance brand, Ash, Heather, and M by Elegance, along with Tmu Jack Perry, Mr. Elegance, and Tmu Nigel McGuinness, George the Iceman, the personal concierge, and their little feud with ODB, the newest member of the TNA Hall of Fame, Mickie James, and Taryn Terrell. So this is a hardcore country match, which is basically a hardcore match. So Mickie brings out the Mark Bucket, which didn't, please Ash, Dana Brooke. Well, you're a Mark, Dana Brooke, so kiss my ass. So we get that. And, match was pretty sick. Excuse me. I had a yawn, I'm sorry. Because it's a long day, guys. It's just a long day. It's a very long day. I had to work today, and then I went out with the missus for a little while. Just came back from a late lunch. Now I'm getting ready for, we came back like an hour ago. I took a little nap, and then, getting ready to watch some Impact Wrestling. And then, probably go take another nap. I'm gonna go to sleep, or maybe watch, I don't know. We'll see. See how tired I am after Impact. See how I feel. That's that. Alright, so Agent Zero beats the crap out of Moose. Under 11 minutes, and we get that. Then we get to the Hardcore Country match with Hardcore Rules. So, like I said, Mickie brings out the Mark Bucket, which made Dana Brooke mad. The Elegance brand had shirts saying, "I am not a Mark." I'd like to get one of those shirts, actually. But I'm not a Mark, I'm just a wrestling fan. Alright, so a big brawl. The start. As my notes just fucking disappeared again. What are you gonna do? Alright, here we go. They're back. Alright, so it was pretty brutal. At one point, they go, the brand go after a celebrity in the first row. I don't even know who the fuck that was. And they started ramming their heads together with the buckets on top of their head. That was kind of weird. And then, get in the end, ODB's getting beat up with kendo sticks. And then Ash is sent into a wheelbarrow full of hay. Hey! And Tna Rebellion beats on Dana Brooke with a big lollipop. And then Tmu Jack Perry is sent face first into a cooler of pickle juice. Because his fucking, gear, his loincloth is basically like a pickle. I don't know. It's like, I'm like watching this, I'm like, what is this? This is like the weirdest fucking hardcore match I ever seen. So we get that. And then George the Iceman is put in a pickle suit. And Taryn hits a big flippy dippity doo on the floor. Finally, we go back in, and Tmu Jack Perry clotheslines ODB, who uses a pair of tongs to grab his balls. Ow! That's a Tommy Dreamer, reference if you ever, if you follow Tommy's career when he had an I Quit match with C.W. Anderson. No, it was Louis Spicoli, I'm sorry. The late, great Louis Spicoli. Where Tommy had, I think it was pliers or some type of wrench, and he's like, right into the balls, and you hear Louis go, I quit! And freaking Rick Rude on commentary is like, oh my god! And freaking, I think Joey Styles didn't say, oh my god! He says, what in the world? But anyway, yeah. Alright, so, yeah, ODB does that, and then Dana Brooke gets up with a DDT to ODB, that rhymes, and then all three of the Elegance brand cover her, and they get the pin in under 11 minutes. This match was terrible. I didn't really like it. I was not invested in it. I didn't give a fuck. So, I give this match 2 out of 5 stars. Excuse me. That's what I thought of it. A big, humongous, stinky belch. That's what it was. What are you gonna do? That's that. Alright, so 2 out of 5 stars for that. Then, after the match, the Elegance brand celebrate by imitating ODB's signature taunt. And then Tommy Dreamer and Healing Hands Carlos Silva come out. Why? Well, because Carlos, and I mentioned this before, tells ODB she's going to be at Bound for Glory. She's going into TNA Hall of Fame. So, yeah, not the greatest time to tell her. I would have done it this week on Impact. Okay. But still, you know, congrats to ODB, former Knockouts champion, former Women's Tag Team champion with her husband, Eric Young. That was probably one of the weirdest things in TNA. Eric Young and ODB getting married, mind you. Getting married. And then they win the women's tag team belts and they're defending them. I think the first time a man has defended a women's title. It was like, what? And you would think that's like Vince Russo booking or some shit. No, that's Dixie Carter booking. Dixie Carter, honey. Pretty much those were the days when TNA was sucking really bad. That shit. Let me move on. Alright, so after that garbage fest of a hardcore match, we see Cora Jade with a little promo. She wants the Knockouts title. So, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, after that, we get to Flop Dollar, AJ Francis, and he's all about the money. He takes on Ryan's big brother, and that's Nick Nemeth. We know AJ took out Ryan at Sacrifice, and we thought it was somebody else, and then Flop Dollar's like, I took him out. Okay, so Nick wants some revenge. He's in his hometown of Cleveland, and he has legendary Cleveland Browns quarterback Bernie Kosar in his corner, with his family at ringside too. No, well, at ringside, sitting at ringside. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be kind of boring, right? No, it wasn't that bad. Lots of flippy dippity doo, super kicks galore. But we're gonna get to the end, and after a great famouser by Nick for near fall, AJ comes back, puts Nick on top, where Nick grabs a super danger zone. I was like, that's it. There's no way AJ Francis is gonna kick out of that. But he did. I'm like, what? That should have been a finish right there, but no. Anyway, AJ grabs a chair. Referee's like, no. And then him and the ref start arguing, and then AJ hits the referee. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a definite disqualification. But while that was going on, Bernie Kosar gets the ring, like 70, I think he's 70-something years old. I'm like, this guy's gonna die. So he has a stand-up with AJ, who, he played, I think, for the Redskins or some team. He played in the NFL. He gets into a 3-point stance, and Bernie's ready to get sacked, basically. So AJ gets out of his 3-point stance, about to run Bernie Kosar over, and he's like, whoa! Hold up there, sir! And then we hear the music of Casey Navarro. We all know who he is. So Casey Navarro, that's Corey J's new man, lucky bastard, and AJ's former partner. He comes out. He's back. He's cleared to compete because he had that horrific leg injury, which was supposed to keep him out for a year, but he came back in 8 months because he ate his Super Saiyan spinach. So he comes out for distraction. We got a chair shot for Bernie Kosar, probably one of the weakest chair shots next to Hogan. Brother! Yeah, right, Terry, with your stupid, fake, horrible, freaking chair shots, brother! You can learn a thing or two from Sabu and the other Terry Funk. Hulkster, I told you don't do those chair shots, you fucking idiot! Terry Funk, brother, let me tell you something there, brother! I'm gonna hit you with a tire iron, and I'm gonna kick your ass, brother! You shut up, Hulkster, you old fart! Hey, guys, calm down, calm down. Terry, you just calm down, and Balea, you stay over there and hang out with Macho Man Randy Savage, okay? Asshole. Brother. Sorry. Anyway. Alright, so weak chair shot by Bernie Kosar, but it was effective. It was effective, and Dolph hits another danger zone. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler gets the win. Kind of figured he was going to win with, not going to bring Bernie Kosar in and have Nick Nemeth lose, right? So, 14.5-minute match. Pretty decent. 3 out of 5 stars. Dolph Ziggler is your winner. And that's it. We move on. Alright, then we go to the Knockouts title. On the line, we have the champ, the beautiful Tna Grace, and her husband, Stacks Mahomes, at ringside. She takes on former TNA Knockouts champion Xia Li with her bestie, Xia Brookside, one half of the Angel Warriors, also at ringside. This match was kind of bleh. Kind of blah. Stacks got involved like he always does. What are you gonna do? And then Xia Brookside called him out on cheating. And then the ref's like, hey, Stacks, you are out! Kicked him out. Xia Brooks like, get out of here. You're out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Get out of here. So then we get an explosive suplex, gives Xia Li a near fall, and a blockbuster connects for another near fall. And then it's time for the Warrior's Way, which is Xia Li's finisher, but Tna Grace right the eyes to break it up, but Xia Li tries it again, and hits it right near the ropes, where Xia Brookside was. She goes for the cover, we're gonna get a new champ. 1, 2, and no! Nope. Xia Brookside puts Tna Grace's foot on the rope, and then Xia Li's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I thought we were best friends, we eat sushi together, what the fuck? So Xia Brookside then lays her out on the floor, so she turns heel. Didn't see that coming. And then Tna Grace hits a running knee. 1, 2, 3 to retain the goddamn TNA Knockouts Championship. Fuck. So the reign of terror in TNA, that is Tna Grace, continues. I think the prophecy is going to come for that belt pretty soon. And that's Allie or Rosemary. And we'll see what happens with that. But under 9-minute match, 2.25 out of 5 stars. But yeah, so Xia Brookside is now turning heel. A lot of people saying, oh, she's going to join Birthmark. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if she does join. Who cares, to be honest with you? I don't. But, she kind of does fit in, but, there's so many people in there now. You got Stacks, you got Tna Grace, you got Lexis King, you got Araya Connors, and then you got, who else you got in that goddamn group? I forget. You got one more person, I think. let's see what happens with that. Moving on. Oh yeah, you got Charlie Dempsey in that group too. Eh. And then all their fathers, you got Robbie Brookside, now you got Fit Finlay, the man who loves to fight, and Mr. Eagle. And then you got, well, technically Santino is Ariana Grace's dad, and the father-in-law, the Stacks. What are you gonna do? That's that. Alright, after that, Grandpa Eric Young comes out for a little bit of chitty chat. He's tired of being, I guess he's tired of being in TNA. Well, why don't you just leave and retire? But he heard that EC3 is in the building. You know, Garrett Bateman. And he's like, EC3, get out here because I want an explanation on why you're not a Nepo baby. Okay. So then, ladies and gentlemen, EC3, for the first time in 9 years, since 2017 when he was gone, and then he had to control his narrative, and then went to and the NWA and had a pretty good run as the NWA World Champion. Now he's just doing nothing, pretty much. So he comes out, takes off his shirt, still a roid machine. That's not lifting weights, that's popping them roids, brother. Anyway, so he clotheslines EY to the outside, and he's like, hey Eric, how about for old time's sake we have a match on Impact this week? Okay. Alright, so EC3's gonna have a match for the first time in about 9 years against TNA original EY, Eric Young, or Grandpa Eric Young. Should be exciting! I'm not really looking forward to it. I care less. We move on. Alright, then we find out that Slammiversary is coming to Boston, Massachusetts at the Agana Center. And that's going to be the same day as Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door, I think, number 4 and number 5. And that's on June the 28th. So, 2 pay-per-views pretty much at the same time with the pre-shows at 7. That's crazy. TNA versus AEW in pay-per-views. Oh, who's going to win that? That's going to be, I think it might be exciting, actually, to see. I think AEW is going to mop the floor with, Slammiversary. I think Forbidden Door is going to be a better pay-per-view. Just my opinion, but we'll see. Alright, so we got that. That's June 28th, so we got 2 months away. Alright, after that, we get to our next match for the Intercontinental title. We have the champ, Trey Miguel, formerly of the Rascals. He takes on the leader of Order 4, and that's Mustafa Ali. And, who has the rest of Order 4 there. Skylar and Hotch, once again. The beautiful Puerto Rican princess. No, not Issa, but that's Tasha Steelz. I think Agent Zero was there as well. This was a pretty damn good match. Lots of high flippy dippity doos. The Grey Hands get on the apron. And then Trey gets sent into a ghillie cutter. Bang! By my girl Tasha Steelz. Nice. And then, for good measure, Mustafa Ali with a rolling ghillie cutter. You don't get that one. You have to pay me there, Mustafa. Just saying. Anyway, so we get that. We get a Super Spanish Fly in the match. Perfect. And Ali tries a 450, dives into a Guinea Casa that sends him to the outside. Trey's Suicide Tornado DDT. Crazy. Sets up the top rope Meteora for a near fall back on the inside of the ring. I think he hurt his knees on the, he did a Meteora on the outside of the ring, but then he was clutching his knee. Uh-oh. But anyway. So Trey hits that for a near fall. But then Tasha Steelz offers another distraction. that leads to Skylar and Hodge using the helmets from their entrance. Those like Squid Game type helmets. Shiny helmet. Shiny helmet. And they knocked Trey Miguel the fuck out. He got knocked for a loop. And then Mustafa goes up top, hits the 450, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a new TNA Intercontinental Champion in Mustafa Ali. So he won the X Division title. Now he wins the IC title. So he is a double champion. So Order 4, well, get some gold back into a little group. And that's it. Match-wise, it was pretty good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. So we'll see what happens with Mustafa Ali tonight on Impact. Trey Miguel probably get his rematch. And we got that. Alright, we go to the back. Gia Miller's trying to console Xia Li after, her former bestie, Xia Brookside's betrayal, the heinous act. Xia Li is crying like a little bitch. What are you gonna do? Keep your friends closer, or something like that. Alright, we move on with that. Now, just about dark now. 8 o'clock, it's still light out. It's still light, but it's, getting close to dark. So, 8 o'clock, dark, and it's not even May 1st yet. By May, we're gonna hit, like, a little bit after 8. Here in New York City, it's gonna be dark. By the time we hit Memorial Day weekend, it's gonna be around 9 o'clock, dark time. That's nice. As the summer is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, those long days and those kind of short nights, but whatever you want. Alright, we move on. Yeah, we move on. Anyway, alright, then it's time for my favorite part of this pay-per-view. We go to the Undead Realm. For what happened on... We got a continuation of what happened on Impact last week, where we saw James Mitchell, Father James Mitchell, and Abyss kind of reunite. We saw Abyss like, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." So we get that, and basically we get this little thing where Rosemary is there with James Mitchell, leaves him alone to kind of get closure because, before we get to the closure part, we cut to Tessa Blanchard just like wandering around the Undead Realm. Can't find the exit. They're stuck there. Her, my girl Mila Moore, and Alicia Fox, they're stuck in the Undead Realm. Good luck getting out, bitches. Anyway, so we go back to Father James. He apologized for everything he did to Abyss, turning on him a lot, kind of leaving him behind, all this shit. So then Abyss thanks her for being there for him all those years. And then we go to a nice little story where we hear about some of the times they were unstoppable together. Abyss was a two-time world champion, beat Sting by DQ, by the way, but then he won properly. So we get that. That was pretty damn nice. Father James talks about wanting to be a mad scientist when he grew up. Well, I don't think that turned out good because he became a evil minister, sinister minister, whatever you want to call it. So he thanks Abyss for making that possible, technically. Okay, we got that. And then, so Abyss is like, "I love you, Dad." And Father James like, "I love you, son." And then I think they hug, and then you see Abyss's spirit just like disappear. It turns red, it turns red, and then we see Rosemary smiling very wickedly, because she got another sin, basically. And then we get To Be Continued, which is going to happen tonight. So the Undead Realm Part 3, Inner Tree, coming up tonight on Impact. And we could see the resurrection of Ali in that very ring, or in that segment. So we get that. So the prophecy is back, ladies and gentlemen. Rosemary is back. You gotta love it. This is the best thing on TNA right now. The best thing in wrestling history right now. The best thing going today. That's why the prophecy will never die. Never, ever die. And nobody, and I mean nobody, will bring us down. Not even you fucktard trolls from England, the US, Canada, Mexico. I don't give a fuck where you're from. You will never take us down because we rise up like the mighty phoenix. And we are endless. We are like legion, for we are many. But where are they, Peter? We don't need to know that. They're endless and they're all around me, so fuck you guys. The prophecy is never ending and we are everywhere. I mean, everywhere. We're in your basement, basically. We could be. We're in your dreams. We're in your nightmares. Where you work. We are everywhere. And you want to keep fucking around and finding out what happens when you mess with the prophecy? Just wait. Your karma is coming, bitches. And that's that. And I'm Peter Joseph. And for Rosemary, we approve that message. So, that's that. Alright, then we get to the TNA Tag Team titles on the line. We have the Hardys. We have Broken Matt Hardy. Yes! Wonderful! Delete! And Jeff Hardy, dude. Alright. They defend the titles against the system of Brian Myers and Mophead. And that's Bear Bronson. And we get that. Alright, this was a pretty good match until the end. We're gonna get there. So we're gonna get a hot tag to Jeff Hardy, dude. He comes back with a little comeback. But he gets cut off with a Abyss Big Boss Man Slam. And then Brian Myers' top rope elbow. Not a Macho Man elbow falling down from heaven. No, not like that. It was just a regular elbow. And then everything breaks down. Matt Hardy and Brian Myers close on each other on the floor. Little nasty landing. Jeff wins a slugfest with Bear Bronson. Okay. And then Spinal Destination goes on. That's Jeff Hardy's new submission hold. And then Matt comes back in for the plot twist. Then the twist of fate sets up the swanton, but Brian Myers pulls Jeff's bad arm out on the top rope, so pretty much knocked him down, and pretty much knocked him down and out. Matt is sent outside. Then we get a super kick, fire thunder driver combo. That was a nice little signature finish, if you will. And then that finishes off Jeff. 1, 2, 3. We have new tag team champions in the system. So Brian Myers, I think Bear Bronson got the briefcase. He cashed in. They win the titles. So the system back with some gold around their waists, but it's the tag team titles. To see if Eddie Edwards can win the world title back from Mike Santana. And we'll see what happens with that. And we pretty much move on. That's that. Alright, 10.5 minute match. It was pretty good. 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then we go to the locker room. We have Moose and Alicia Edwards arguing about his loss. I think we're gonna get the turn. And we'll get to that in a second. Alright, so then we get to your main event of Rebellion for the TNA World title. Mike Santana takes on former champion himself, Eddie Edwards, cashing in his Feast of Fire briefcase. And this was a pretty good match, brutal at times. We got a Tiger Bomb, gives Eddie a near fall. He hit the Boston Knee Party at one point. He went for it, he missed. So they go to the outside, and Santana grabs a bell-to-back drop on the apron. Ow! Goes to spin the block and hit the ring post. Ow! So Eddie starts on that bad arm. which is sent crashing into the ring post again. Ow. Arm crank. I mean, Eddie's working on that arm. Textbook 101, textbook wrestling 101. When you have somebody injured and, you know, they come in with an injury, you're like a shark smelling blood. You go right after that injury. That's what Eddie did. We get another knockdown, says somebody, and then, Santana comes back with a clothesline, but he bangs up the arm even more. So he knocks down Eddie again, goes up top, hits the Eddie Galeno frog splash. Did you like that one, Eddie? It was okay. Wasn't great, but it's like mine. Mine is great. Well, we know, Eddie, we know. We know yours is great, like Dom. I taught him that move, because I'm his father. I'm his papi. Ese pero. Okay. We get it. Thank you. Go have some sangria with China, okay? Go. Thank you. Anyway, so, frog splash for a near fall. They go to the apron. Eddie grabs a fisherman's buster. Ow! Sends Santana to the outside. Then he peels back the ring mats, showing the concrete. And he goes for a tiger bomb, but Santana reversed that into a Death Valley driver. I don't know if that was on the concrete or just on the mats. Ow! And Eddie came up holding his knee. So they go back inside for exchange of clotheslines. And then we see Alicia Edwards come out on crutches. And I'm like, uh-oh, she's gonna help her man win. She's gonna, she's gonna help Santana. No, she's gonna help her hubby, right? Well, she comes on crutches, and then Moose comes following, and Alicia's like, what are you doing here? And then Moose is like, points to the Titantron, and we see the argument from right before the match, but some bonus footage which we didn't see, which shows Alicia on the phone, I guess to Eddie or members of the system, said that I'm faking my injury, I'm okay, and me and Eddie are still good. Yeah, Eddie gave her that stiff dick, if you know what I mean. Right, Eddie? Not you, Eddie. The other Eddie. I give China the stiff... Hey, whoa, calm down. We don't want to hear about your stiff pinga, okay? Stop. It's big, stop! You're loco, ese! Crazy. Anyway, so then the rest of the system come out, go right after Moose, and then Santana's like, alright, fuck this shit. Hits a big flippy dippity-doo. And then after that, he goes in, but Eddie was waiting for him, hits the Boston Knee Party. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna lose the title! But no! Santana kicks out at 2.999999999 Batman 5. Moose gets in a spear to Eddie for another near fall. I think behind the referee's back. I don't know if the referee saw that, but anyway. So Eddie kicked out of that. He hits another Boston Knee Party. And I'm like, now it's gonna end. But Santana gets right, like, he no-sold it. He's like, ah! And then he got up, hit spin the block, and knocked Eddie Edwards for a loop. Goes for the cover, 1, 2, 3, and still, your reigning defending TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Mike Santana, gets the win in under 19.5 minutes. And that was pretty much it. Match-wise was alright, 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, to end the pay-per-view, Santana looks at Moose, nods in approval. You know Moose wants, like, oh, I helped you, you gotta help me out. So Moose is gonna come out probably tonight, like, hey, I helped you, I want a title shot. Santana's like, okay. So probably get that in the next couple weeks. We'll see. And remember, Santana's contract ends right around, I think in June, right around the summertime. So I think at Slammiversary, he may lose the TNA World title and then go right to NXT or possibly the main roster. So we'll see. So we can see Mike Santana in WWE right before SummerSlam, and I think that's big and huge for WWE. How they use him, I don't know. I have a feeling they're gonna misuse him. I have a feeling. I got a feeling that they're gonna mess up Santana. Yeah, they probably will. You know Hunter's gonna fuck everything up. I'm not gonna fuck it up! I fucked Stephanie up though! Okay, Hunter, thank you. With my big proboscis dick! Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I thought you just had a proboscis nose. Now you got a proboscis dick? The fuck, Hunter? Don't underestimate me, I'm the game! Okay. Thank you. Oh yeah, by the way, Hunter, tell Steph hi. Hi, Steph! She's a nice lady. Yeah, I met Stephanie McMahon and Hunter at the WrestleMania 17 launch party at what used to be WWF New York. Remember that place? I want to get a rock burger with extra rock sauce, please, and a Coke. Because they didn't sell Pepsi there. Bastards. But yeah, it was a good place. I only ate at WWF New York like once. It wasn't that event. It was just a regular event. Me and Rosa went to. We just went there. And then I got a soda. I got a soda beforehand. Well, I watched Saliva, the old version of Saliva, with Josie Scott as the when he was there, the lead singer. You know, when Saliva first came out with Click Click Boom and Your Disease on the first album. That's when the first couple of Saliva albums with Josie were great. After that, with the new singer, not so much. But they still kick ass. But, you know, I miss Josie, but he's in his own version of Saliva. Well, it's not Saliva, but it's, I don't know what his new band is called. But he does some Saliva songs, because he wrote it, so. Can't get sued because he wrote it, so. But, yeah, meaning Saliva, and then, you know, meeting Hunter and Stephanie. Hey, you know, hanging out and seeing, Taz, Red Hook brother, you know, bash a fan because of his hat and shit. That was funny. I think the fan was from the Bronx. I was like, figures! Figures, because, you know, everybody from the Bronx is fucking idiots. Oh, by the way, hey, Yankee fans! Ha 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 ha! You lost tonight. You lost today. What was it? What did they lose today? 13-4. Holy shit. Mike Trout, 5 home runs in that series. Wow. And yeah, Judgy Wudgy and Stanton with their steroid-using home runs today. Big fucking whoop. Didn't help. Didn't help. The Yankees are garbage right now. Baboon can't formulate a fucking lineup to save his ass. And then on the other side of town, the fucking garbage Mets lost 8 in a row. They got swept by the NWO Dodgers, where we knew that was going to happen. And now they're going to face the Cubs this weekend. Probably might win. They might break the streak this weekend. Then again, they can come home for the Twins on Tuesday at Citi Field with an 11-game losing streak. They are now 5 games out of first place. But it's early. Right, Met fans? It's early. It's only April 16th, Peter. Ha! We're 5 games out. We got a long way to go. Yeah, talk to me in June when they're like 20 out. It's not at this rate, they're gonna be 20 games out. Your pitching is just bleh right now. And besides McLean, and, you know, Clay Holmes pitched okay last night, but still. They can't hit a lick. You know, their bullpen is just, They finally got rid of that dick. Literally, that dick. Dick Lovelady sent it on the Nationals for cash. Goodbye, so long, farewell to you, fucker. But Lindor is, you know, he's coming out of his funk. Polanco just went on the IL with his Achilles tendonitis. So he gone for about 2 weeks. Soto started a running program. Well, we don't know when they say he may come back for the Twins series or the series after the Twins. So he's going to come back maybe next weekend. Next week or next weekend. So that's kind of nice. Get his bat back in, and hopefully that, jumpstarts something. And then, Mr. Danhausen, I would kiss you. He supposedly uncursed the match. Well, it didn't work last night there, Mr. Danhausen, so. Oh, speaking of Mr. Danhausen, he got his face, he's gonna have his face put on the Goodyear blimp at Mania. That is hilarious. That's some good shit. And yeah, the Jey Uso thing today, wow. Oh, Jey Uso, I think you done fucked up. He went right after Killer Cam on his podcast, because Killer Cam was talking shit to Jay. He's like, oh, Roman's up here. You're like, what's up here, Us? And so Jey Uso's like, I don't know if it was staged. It could be real. I don't know. It seems real to me. Damn it. But yeah, Jey Uso got pissed. He just grabbed Killer Cam and beat the fuck out of him. And I'm like, oh, there's gotta be some repercussions in this, right? I mean, we'll see. And then he said something on Instagram. I forgot what, I think he said, I got you, or something like that. Some shit. And then Killer Cam responds, he's like, I'll see you Saturday at Mania. I'm like, oh boy. And they're starting the show. The Usos and Eli Drake are starting the show with the Vision and ISHO Speed. So we could see Killer Cam getting that match and cost the Usos and Eli Drake the match. I hope not. We don't need fucking celebrities winning fucking matches because other celebrities helped them. So you got two celebrities in the match anyway, with Logan Small and ISHO Speed, who's not a wrestler. And then you got another guy who's not a wrestler, like Killer Cam, coming in and is like, hey, I don't like Jey Uso. When he hits him with a chair or punches him in the face or some shit. And then next thing you know, at Backlash, we got Jey Uso taking on Killer Cam. I'm like, what? It's like wrestling gonna start turning into garbage? I mean, pretty much is. So we're gonna have celebrities fighting on random B-level pay-per-views? No. Don't do this fucking shit. If this is a TKO idea, it's stupid. It's stupid. But, we'll see. I just think after Sunday, after Roman saves the entire IWC once again, becomes champ for another 4 years, and I know people are going to hate it, too bad, and then Randy saves SmackDown from the rule of Reign of Terror from Cody, hey, maybe WWE will be great again. Well, it would be when Roman's the champ on Raw, and then you have Randy on SmackDown, and see what happens as we lead into Clash in Italy, we get to King of the Ring, and then eventually we get to maybe Money in the Bank in September, or whenever that is, and then by the time we hit SummerSlam, we could see Roman versus Oba, Randy versus Drew McIntyre. We can see anything. We're going to see a lot of good things coming after Mania with the Raw and SmackDown after Mania, the call-ups and everything, JC Jane, possibly Lola Vice, Ricky Starks, Ethan Page, and you got Javon there, 6'7", right, Javon? 6'7", fuck 6'7", by the way. It's not 6'7", Javon, it's 6'9". Ha-ha! 6'9", baby. It's all 6'9", not 6'7", 6'9", baby. And that's that. So we move on with that. But yeah, so lots of things going on today. The Jey Uso thing was just wild. WWE World Media Day. Tomorrow we got the kickoff show at 6. See what happens with that between Roman and Punk. There might be an altercation. We'll see. Something's gonna happen on SmackDown between Randy and Cody. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy. It's WrestleMania Eve, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, and it's gonna be epic for 3 fucking hours. So we got that. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for Mania. What my second favorite time of the year, next to the G1 and next to Wrestle Kingdom. And that's that. So we'll see what happens with that. But as far as TNA goes, the pay-per-view Rebellion, I thought it was pretty good. 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys saw of the show down below in the comment section. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's it. By the way, speaking of Trick Willie, finally his diss track to Sami Zayn came out called Gingerbread Man. No, Gingerbread Men. There was Gingerbread Man. It's a banger. It's a banger. Just look it up on YouTube. I'll put it up on my community tab in a little bit. So go to my Peter Joseph channel. Go to the community tab, and you'll see the video by Trick Willie, Shimon, and Lil Yachty, the diss track about Sami Zayn. It's a banger. Can't wait. Alright, gonna get ready for Impact. We are 40 minutes away. So I'm gonna have my sister with dinner in a little bit, even though I had a big lunch. I'm gonna have a light dinner with the missus, and then I'm gonna watch some Impact, maybe watch a late night movie, and then go to sleep, because I do have an early day tomorrow. Well, I'm off for the weekend. Actually, I'm off tomorrow. I have a half day on Saturday. Gotta do some things on Saturday. Off tomorrow because I do have a doctor appointment in the early afternoon, and then me and the missus are gonna be spending the day in the city, just chilling, and then we'll be back for SmackDown. And that's it. We're not going out this weekend because it's WrestleMania weekend. We don't go out. Well, we might go to. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But it's gonna be a great time watching WrestleMania on pay-per-view. I can't wait. I can't wait. I don't know if it's going to be good, a good WrestleMania, but we'll see how night 1 goes, and then night 2 on Sunday night, beginning at 6 p.m. It's going 4.5 hours. Both shows are 4.5 hours long. Post-show is 1 hour, so that's 11, and then the pre-show is 3 hours long, so that's 6 hours. Total 17 hours of WrestleMania in a span of 2 days. So 8.5 and 8.5. It's insane. Who's going to watch the pre-show, though? I'm not watching it. I'm watching the main show. So from 6 to about 10:30 or so, WrestleMania night 1 and 2. So should be over about 10:30, maybe close to 11. So that's pretty damn nice. So we get an early evening snack, or a late, during night 1 and 2, we can grab a nice early dinner while we're watching Mania. Have a couple brewskis, a couple sodas, some good food. And watching Mania, having a good time with our friends or just by ourselves. Or with significant others. So we have that, and that's it. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, Rebellion, 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think, and that's it. Alright, after Impact, we'll talk about Darby Allin winning the world title from MJF on your AEW review, and that'll be it for tonight. And then tomorrow, late tomorrow night, we will talk about TNA Ring of Honor, and then we'll get to SmackDown on early on Saturday with the predictions for night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania, and then we'll watch WrestleMania, and then on Sunday we'll do night 1 prediction, night 1 review, and then lead into the predictions for I'll do the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame inductees. I'll do that quick. That might be a throwaway quickie video, and then get ready for night 2. Shorts will come here and there from the event, and some reactions, stuff like that. We'll get to that, and then early Monday afternoon, we will talk about night 2, and then get you ready for the Raw after Mania, which is going to be incredible from Vegas. It's going to be insane. We could see some debuts, We got the spring cleaning as well, so by the end of this month, we can see a lot of people going bye-bye. Some major ones, maybe some not so major ones. And we'll see what happens with that, as we'll be on the road to Backlash starting this Monday for WWE, Raw and SmackDown. NXT Revenge Night 2 on Tuesday. And then we got the aftermath of what happened last night with Darby Allin in Portland, Oregon. We got Spring Breakthrough tonight. It's actually on right now. I'm not even watching it. Don't even care. I did read the spoilers. Not a great show, guys. I would not even want to watch Collision tonight. Watch TNA and Ring of Honor as well. But I'll talk about Collision maybe tomorrow, or I'll see if I can fit it in on Saturday or early Sunday. We'll see what happens with that. But lots of videos coming your way. Please hit that bell now, because if you don't hit it, you're going to miss a lot. And that's that. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy TNA Impact tonight. And I'll be back after Impact with your AEW Dynamite review for Spring Breakthrough Night 1. And that's it. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace, motherfuckers!